Hi yogis, I'm Pogie the Yogie. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, look at this. Wow, look at these rocks. Oh, I love playing with rocks. Some are rough and some are smooth, all sorts of different colors. Oh, that one kind of feels like sand. Look at this. Wow, so many crystals in there. You know, I actually was invited to visit Cave of the Mounds and see deep down inside the earth all sorts of rock formations and learn more about how rocks are formed and explore a cave. You want to come with me? Let's go. I've never been down into a cave before. I mean, I've seen pictures of them and I kind of know what they are, but I am really excited to learn more. It'll be so fun. I wonder if you can see down in a cave. I wonder what you can hear down in a cave. Let's go find out. Come on. Hi yogis. I'm here at the Cave of the Mounds with Jan.
Hi everybody. Hi Pogie. I'm so glad you guys are here. Cave of the Mounds is an underground cave and it's going to be a fun adventure.
Well, thank you so much for having us. I'm so excited.
Well, good. Have you been in a cave before?
I haven't.
No, so this will be a fun adventure.
I'm so excited. I brought some friends with me to explore the Cave of the Mounds. This is so cool. I've never been in a cave before. I'm so glad my friends could be here.
This rock around us is older than the dinosaurs' time on the earth. This is really old rock. And there's a fossil up on the ceiling right here that's of a fossil of an animal called a cephalopod. The cephalopod lived in a sea and it looked like a squid with a long pointed shell off the end of it. Kind of like a long unicorn horn. And that's the cephalopod on the ceiling.
So we're starting to go down further in the cave and it's getting really small and really tight in here. And there's so many little cubbies to find and places to explore. Are you having fun? Yeah, me too. Let's keep going.
Yay!
So small.
We are visiting inside the cave and we have all these wonderful things we can see, but you know, naturally there's no light down inside of the cave. The sunshine that we have that makes light outside doesn't reach down here. So we have to make our own light and put in LEDs and electricity and kind of hide it in the cracks. But it's definitely light that we'd have to create.
So you, underground where it's deep and dark, you have to make your own light.
You have to make your own light. That's something you could take back to the mat.
Oh. Thank you, Jan. That's
you bet.
So great.
Isn't that cool?
Look at all these lights.
There's a water drain right there, yeah.
You go all the way up and over. We can see because of all the light.
Yeah.
So it's not so dark because we have light down here. We can see.
A mineral is the smallest piece that makes up a rock. All the little minerals, they make up the rocks. They grow in crystals and they have lots of different shapes and sizes. And some of them have different colors or different textures, and minerals will grow together and make rocks. So a rock has to be made out of at least one or more minerals. So cave formations are made of lots of little minerals. The ones on the ceiling, remember what those are called? Stalactites, right? Because they hang to the top. It's a pretty big word. And the ones on the ground are called stalagmites because they grow on the ground. They might reach the ceiling someday. They grow very, very slow. Did anybody get dripped on yet?
I did.
Yeah? The floors are wet. The wet floors are wet too, right? We've got a leaky problem in here, huh? No, caves are just a place where water comes through the earth. Right now, all of our water is kind of locked up in snow. And when the snow melts, the water comes down through the earth and eventually works its way down to the rivers and oceans. And then it goes back up in the sky into the clouds. And then it comes down through the rocks again. So caves are a great place to see water.
And so all the rock that's above us is really solid, but the water still goes through it.
Yeah, it's solid, but it's got teeny tiny little pores, kind of like a sponge. And the water can come through the pores and it can bring down those minerals to make the stalactites and stalagmites, but then it just is on its way down to feed our aquifer or our water table. Big words, right?
Let's go.
Hey Pogie, do you remember what those rocks on the ceiling are called? Stalactites. Yep, because they hang tight to the top. There's really nice stalactites in here. And remember, they're really old.
Yeah, really old.
Really old. They also have something fun that we can do for them. They have special properties. The minerals they're made out of are very special in that they're fluorescent, which is a really big word. Fluorescent. For just a second, can I turn off most of the lights, but I'm going to turn on a special light that will make these rocks glow in the dark, okay? Look at how they glow in the dark with this special light. That's because this light is stronger than the lights in the visible light we see, which shows up as purple with our eyes. This is stronger than that, and it's making it fluoresce or glow in the dark. Kind of looks like somebody got carried away with glow-in-the-dark paint, but this is a natural thing that the earth can do. The earth is really kind of remarkable. It can make all sorts of things glow. Do you see that? All the stripes on the walls?
Yeah.
Those stripes are glowing, yeah. Oh, right here? Yep. Oh, there's ripples, lots of textures in a cave. But the stripes and the crystals on the walls, those crystals are kind of like a little memory bank. They hold secrets to old climates and old weather patterns and old organic matter in the earth. And so it's really neat when you look at them and you see them and you think how pretty they are, but a scientist can also read them kind of like a book. There's lots and lots of stories inside these rocks. I'm gonna turn that light back on, okay?
Thank you, Jen.
You bet.
Oh, no, dead end.
It is a dead end. Pogie, why don't you come on? Let's keep exploring.
Okay, thank you, Dan.
Sometimes when I'm walking through the cave, I use my imagination and I see lots of neat shapes in the rock. All of these stalagmites and stalactites are made out of lots of crystals. And do you guys, using your imagination, does this look a little bit like a bird?
Yeah.
Like the back wings of a parrot?
This looks like a nest.
Yep, you can see little nests. I see little logging camps sometimes.
This actually looks like a beehive.
A beehive, that's another good thing to see. It's kind of like cloud watching underground. You can look at all sorts of nice shapes.
Honey.
And honey, it does look like honey, doesn't it? It's a good color for honey.
Mine looks like a
Yeah, but every little bit of that parrot-shaped rock is made out of a crystal. Teeny tiny little crystals that click together like Legos. That's pretty neat, isn't it?
Pepper.
That's awesome.
What kind
Thank
of
you, Jan.
Now,
Did you
this part of the cave is getting skinnier and then it
Okay.
opens up really big, but it's fun to explore.
Okay.
Should we check it out?
Let's go, Jan. Thank you.
All right.
That's so true. thank you so much for having us.
It's been a pleasure having you here. I hope you come and visit again soon.
Absolutely. There was so much to see and discover and explore, and being, looking inside and bringing the light and looking at the stalactites and the stalagmites is so interesting.
It was a great way to get grounded.
Thank you, Jan. We'll have to take that back to the mat.
You bet.
Wow, that was so interesting to explore a cave like that. There's so many fun things to see, and I was so impressed with those rock formations down there. Let's take that inspiration back to the mat and do a little yoga. First, let's get deep. So we'll do some deep breaths together. So let your breath out. And take a deep breath in. And let it out. Another deep breath in. And let it out. Deep breath in. Let it out. How do you feel? Whew. Let's start to warm up and move our bodies a little bit. So rotate your wrists. Other way. Shake it out. Next, we'll loosen our shoulders. So up, back, and down. Up, back, and down. One more time. Up, back, and down. And switch directions. So up, forward, and down. Up, forward, and down. Up, forward, and down. Whew, shake it out. And gently begin to roll your head to the side, to the front, to the side, to the back. And take your time with this. You don't have to move very fast at all. Just be slow and gentle. Let's go the other way. One more time around. Next, let's reach your arms up high toward the stalactites, which were the ones coming from the ceiling. Take a deep breath in and fold forward, reaching down toward the stalagmites, the rocks that were coming up from the ground in the cave. It was so fun to learn about the different rock formations. I really like that. Let's reach toward the stalactites again and back down toward the stalagmites. And one more time toward the stalactites. And one more time to the stalagmites. And stand up. Check it out. Being down in the cave, I was impressed with how quiet it was down there because it's all closed in. So let's take a nice quiet pose, and this is called mountain pose. It's really simple. All you do is get your legs about shoulder width apart, and you just have your shoulders over your hips and a nice firm foundation with your legs, so really steady. You take your hands and face toward the front with them, and close your eyes and take a steady breath in. And let your breath out. And relax your shoulders and just stand here. Mountain pose. What do you hear? Bring your hands together. Take a steady breath in. Open your eyes. All right. Now, I really liked going through those small spaces in the cave. Let's pretend like we're squeezing through a small space. So come down to your mat. Get your fingers spread nice and wide. Put them on your mat. Put your shoulders over your wrists and take your feet and put them toward the back of your mat so that you're on your toes. Keep your back nice and straight. You can squeeze your belly in a little bit, and this is called plank. So this is like we're squeezing underneath those rock formations, crawling around. Take a steady breath in. As you let your breath out, start to lower down toward your mat. Rest your belly on your mat. Keep your fingers nice and spread right underneath your shoulders. Let your breath out. Inhale, lift your chest up off the mat, pressing down through your hips and look toward the sky. This is called cobra pose, just like the little snake. And relax down. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, lift your chest up off your mat. And breathe out. Let's pretend we're rocks. We're going to do a child's pose. So bring your big toes together. Your knees can be out wide a little bit. Take your hands, place them in front of you. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, lower down to your mat, and you can rest your forehead on your mat. If you can't touch your forehead to your mat, that's okay. You can rest it wherever is comfortable. And breathe in and sit up. Next, we're gonna do a bridge pose, which is kind of like those rock formations where there were bridges over certain stuff. So let's do that. I'm gonna turn to the side just so you can see what I'm doing. Put your feet flat on the ground, knees bent, and go ahead and lay down. Take your palms down on the ground, let your breath out. And as you breathe in, you're gonna lift your hips up toward the sky and press down through your feet and your shoulders. Bridge pose. Lower down. Let's try that again. Breathe in, hips up. Hold here. And lower down. I really like bridge pose. I find it's really helps me get calm, and I just enjoyed seeing all those different rock shapes and formations. There's so much to see. I was really impressed with the boulders in there too. Those are really, really big rocks, and they're kind of round at the top. I thought we could try a pose that's kind of like a boulder, but it's actually called hare pose, like a rabbit. So keep your knees together and sit back towards your ankles. I'll turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. Sit back towards your ankles and take your hands and place them on the outside of your feet, and then gently lower down, resting your forehead on your mat. And once you're nice and stable here, like a big boulder, just raise your hips a little bit up toward the sky. And lower down. Hare pose. All right. Fingers nice and spread underneath your shoulders. Hips over your knees, on your hands and knees. So let your breath out. Take a deep breath in and look toward the sky. Let your breath out and arch your back, bring your navel toward your spine. That just means your belly button toward your back. Then breathe in, look toward the sky, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. This is called cat and cow. And what you can do is you do this with your breath. You can start to move side to side and just have fun with it. Breathe in. Boy, it was interesting to learn about how rocks are made, how those mineral deposits just add up over time and they get bigger and bigger. So we're going to do something that's inspired by rock formations growing over time. So come up to a standing position, and we're going to fold forward all the way down, and we're going to pretend we're a mineral deposit going and adding more and more and growing as we go. So very, very slowly start to rise up as more minerals land on top of more minerals, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. Take your time. Take your arms all the way toward the sky. And now we're a big rock formation. And over time, water can wear the rocks down. So let's start to go back down. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Whew. And take your hands to opposite elbows and gently sway side to side. And release your hands down and have a seat. Let's sit crisscross. So down in the cave, there are some parts that are pretty dark. It's a little scary. If you can't see where you're going and you're not sure what's going on, it can be frightening. It's kind of like outside of a cave. When you're not sure what to do, it can be pretty scary. So something that helps me whenever I'm not sure what to do or I can't quite see what's next is I sit and breathe. It helps me calm my body, so then I can decide what to do next. You want to do that with me? Crisscross seat. Get your back nice and straight. And your hands, you can put them on your knees, you can put them in your lap, you can do whatever you please. So just get comfortable and let's close your eyes and take a steady breath in. And let your breath out. Steady breath in. And let it out. Steady breath in. And let it out. How do you feel? And bring your hands together in front of your heart and take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, press your hands together. Let's do that again. Big breath in. Breathe out, press your hands together. Open your eyes. Let your breath out. Inhale your arms toward the sky. Just like those twisty rock formations, as you breathe out, bring one arm behind you and the other arm to that knee and twist toward the side. Let your breath out. Inhale, arms toward the sky. Twist to the other side. Let your breath out. Inhale, arms toward the sky. Hands together. Next, we're going to do Shavasana, which is usually the last pose in a yoga class. And it's one of my favorites because it's so simple. All you do is just lay down. So I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see what I'm doing. Whenever you do this, just let your legs come out all the way out and just lay down. And your hands, have your palms face the sky right at your sides, and let your breath out. Take a deep breath in and let it out. This is Shavasana. We're going to stay here for just a few moments, but there is nothing else you need to do. Just lay down and breathe. Start to wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Open your eyes and roll to one side. And plant your hand on the ground and use your arm to push yourself up to that crisscross seat. Thank you for being here. I want you to know you are wonderful as you are right now. I'll see you next time. Bye.